So welcome to the JavaScript training, guys. Today we are going to work on some of the important topics in JavaScript. We'll be working on operators. In the first three lessons, we learned a lot of things about basics of JavaScript, which includes how to create the JavaScript, how to use different dialog boxes in JavaScript, how to declare the variable, how to declare the constants and all. In this particular session, you'll be learning about how to use different types of operators in JavaScript. This is a very important session for the beginner because JavaScript, though it is not the big programming language, but it has a lot of interesting feature which will help the programmer to develop the script in a easy way. So there are different types of operators are there. As you can see in the screen, we have operators like arithmetic operator, string operator, assignment operator, ternary operator, comparison operator, logical operator, and we have something called type of operator. So now if you are familiar with some programming language, other programming language like C or C++ and all, some of the operators are similar to your other languages. For example, we have the ternary operator. This ternary operator is functionally similar to our C language operator. So as well as you can see all other operators, some of the operators are there in other languages as well. Okay. To start with that, we'll start with the first one. The first one would be working on arithmetic operator. Okay, as you know that arithmetic operators are related to performing mathematics related functions or number related functions. We have different kind of functionalities with arithmetic operators. As you can see, we have plus here, minus, then we have multiplication, division, there is a modulo division, and there is a exponent, there is an increment, there is an increment. So there are different types of operators are there. Now for example, if I wanted to add some two numbers, I can use the command plus operator. For example, I wanted to give 5 plus 5, I can use 5 plus 5 here. The result will become 10. To subtract the numbers, I will be using the minus operator. 10 minus 3 is 7. Similarly, I have multiplication star to multiply the numbers. Asterisk we use it. For example, I will say here 10 into 10 is 100. For dividing the numbers, I will be using divide by numbers, and you will be getting output. For example, if I am giving 10 by 2, I will be getting 5. Okay. Next one is I will be using the modular division. Modular division means basically it takes the remainder. If I am giving here 10 percentage 3, it will divide the value 3, and it will take the remainder. For example, 10 divided by 3, the remainder is 1, so the result will be 1. And similarly, I have double asterisk here exponent. If I wanted to give 2 to the power of 3, 2 into 2 into 2, I can use 2 asterisk 3. Then similar like your C language and Java and all, plus is used for incrementing value, and minus is used for decrementing the value. Okay, so these all are the different arithmetic operators we have: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo division, exponent, increment and decrement operator. So now let us open one program now. We will try to understand how to implement these particular operators for a specific program, right? So let us go to the program. So I have created a separate program called arithmetic operator for our understanding. So I'll just open that in Chrome. This program, first we can see the output on the browser. Later we will try to understand the program. Okay, so let's go to the application now. So now we have two different text boxes here, number 1 and number 2, and we have buttons here: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo division, exponent. Then you have plus and minus. Consider I wanted to give here 5, 5. Right, then I will be giving the plus here. I will click here, I will get the output here. Similar way, if I am giving here minus here, I will be getting 5 minus 5 here. Then similar way, if I am giving here asterisk, I will be getting 25. If I am giving division, I will be getting 1 here. So like that we need to select that. Okay, so how do we implement this particular program? We will see the code now. We will open the program. We will explain you how to develop this particular application. Go to the open with, go for Notepad. So if you see in the code, we have two text boxes. We have multiple command buttons here. These command buttons will tell you what is this functionality. For example, plus means it will add the numbers. The result will be displayed here, right? So let us open the code here. I have this is a type of operator. I need to open the arithmetic operator. Just a second. It's already been opened here. Yeah, so you can see here this is a program called arithmetic operator. In arithmetic operator, what I have done is I have created various functions here. Last class I explained you how to write the function. I have written different functions here called add, subtract, multiply and divide, and for each functionality I have written one function: modulo division, exponent, plus plus, right, and minus minus, string add and all. So now what we are going to do is we are going to declare three different variables here, one for storing number 1, one for storing number 2, and it will store the results. Okay, so now consider I wanted to add some number, so I'll be giving some value 5 and 5 here. For example, let me refresh the screen here. Just refreshing the screen here so that you will understand the code. I'll change the input now. Previously I have given 5, 5. Now let me give a different number now. Now let me give here say 10, 10. Then I click on the plus button here. As you can see here, I am getting the result is 20. How to implement this? Now if you want to implement this, first I am creating a JavaScript here. Inside the JavaScript I am writing three different variables. One is for storing the number 1, other one is for storing number 2, the third one is the result. Right? For example, I wanted to store the value from the text box text1. So I used the command add1 equivalent to document dot get element by id, and I need to specify the id text1 dot value. Then I use the command get element by id text2 dot value. Both I am adding here number 1 plus number 2 and storing into the result variable, and this needs to be printed into the specific location. So I use the command document dot get element by id. Result is a variable in assume this property, and I say that result is this. This is for addition. Similar way I am writing for subtraction using minus here. Other things are the same. I am using add operator. This is for multiplication and this is for division. This is for multiplication. Right? The logic remains same, only the operator will be different. Okay. So now how do we see the HTML? The HTML, you can see that this is for text1 and this is for text2, two text boxes. So the same text box I am referring here, text1 and text2 here. The second one is text2. Both these text boxes I am referring in the program by using the command get element by id text1, get element by id text2. Same logic I am just applying for different operators here: plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulo division and all. Alright. So now if I open the code, if I refresh the screen, let me tell 10, for example 3. So if you go for modulo division, result is 1 here. Similarly, I am using the operator plus plus and minus minus. For example, you know that plus plus increment by 1 and minus minus decrement by 1. So if I am giving here 10 here, then click on plus plus, it becomes 11 here. Right? Then if I wanted to decrement it, again put a decrement. 10 minus 1 is 9. So like this it would be actually decrementing the value. So this is how we will be writing the code for arithmetic operators. Okay, so I believe that the very purpose of this session is making you understand the JavaScript. So if some of you are not familiar with the HTML, so please go through the HTML sessions. After that you can learn this code easily. Okay, so this is the first operator. The first operator would be working on arithmetic operator. Okay, so next one, what is that? we have something called string operator. We can use the same plus operator for adding some two string. For example, I wanted to say good plus morning, the output would be good morning. So let us go to the same program here. This program, let me refresh now. For example, I am having a button called string add here. I say here hi, then I say here user, then it will add both the string and it will print it on the screen. You can see that it is printing here hi user. So how to do this? So now we are using a same plus operator here. This plus operator is used for string concatenation. For example, n1 is string, n2 is string, and I am adding a value by plus operator. You see that this plus operator can also be used with the number. Also, it can be used with the string operator or string value also. Okay. So I am adding both the value and printing into the n3. Then I am printing the value of n3. Okay. So this is how we will be working on string operator. Next one is your assignment operator. In assignment operator, we have different types of operators actually. For example, you can say equivalent, plus equal, minus equal, then you have asterisk equal, divide by equal. There are various operators are there. Let us see how to use this. For example, if I am using the equal operator, if I am saying b equivalent to a, the value of a is assigned to b. If I am using plus equal, if I am giving b plus equivalent to 10, it means b equivalent to b plus 10. If I am giving minus equal, then it means this expression is equivalent to this, b equivalent to b minus 10. So like that, there are various operators are there. These all are called as assignment operators. Okay. So what I have done is I created a program for assignment operators as well. So this is called as assignment operator. So you can see that there is no input here. So let us go to the code of assignment operator so that you will understand what is the logic. Actually speaking, this particular training I am not explaining you too much on problem oriented solving, but I am explaining you the logic of writing the code. Right? Problem solving for different problems. Probably when you are working in the lab, you will be able to do that. This is only a theoretical part or demonstration part. For that, you have to understand the logic first. So let us see that. For example, I have a button called equal button here. So whenever I am clicking on equal button, it has two variables here, a equivalent to 10 and b equivalent to 3. Now if I am using the command b equivalent to a, the value of a is assigned to b now. It means what is the value of a now? Value of a is 10 now. So 10 is assigned to b, so it will print the value. For example, I click on this, it says the value of b is now 10. Okay. Next operator is what? Next operator is we have plus equivalent operator. It means what? This is same as equivalent to b equivalent to b plus a. So let me refresh the screen now. Okay. So now if I am giving b equivalent to b plus equivalent to a, it is functionally equivalent to b equivalent to b plus a. What is the value of b? For example, I change this to 5. Right. So now I say b equivalent to b plus a. So it means b equivalent to 5 plus a is 10. So the value of b should be 15 now. Let us refresh and see that it is printing 15. Okay. What is the next one? Next operator is, you can see here, minus equivalent to. What is a minus equivalent to? Minus equivalent to means b equivalent to b minus 10. So now let us go to the code now. You can see that minus equivalent. The value of b is, for example, value of b is 5 now. Let me increase this to 50. So now b equivalent to 50 minus the value of a is 10. So 50 minus 10 is 40. So now the value of b should become 40. So now let us refresh the screen. This is that it is 40. Okay. So similarly, you can go to the next operator, multiplication here. asterisk A. For example, I am putting the value of B is B into A. Consider I make the B value 5. So B value is 5 into 10, 50. So now let us refresh now. Now run that 50. Similar way, there are other operators like divide by and modulo division. Okay. This is called as assignment operator. Next one is we have something called ternary operator. This is functionally similar like our C language and Java and all. I'll be declaring a variable here and I'll be giving a condition. This condition is true, it will take this value. The condition is false, it will take this value. For example, age is less than 18. If age is less than 18 means it is too young. Otherwise, it is old enough. So based on this condition, if the condition is become true, first value, otherwise it will take the second value. So let us go to the code now. So I have created a program called ternary operator. Ternary operator, I have created some interface with the user. It means the user needs to enter the age. Based on the age what we are entering, the system will tell whether the age is eligible or not. For example, I am giving 26 here. It says this is old enough. It means it is eligible. I am giving, say for example, 10. Then I am clicking on age now. It's too young. So how to do this? Just open the code here. This is a command. I'm just converting that into the number format, and if the age is less than 18, too young, otherwise old enough, print the value of the result. Okay, this is called as ternary operator. Okay, so what are the next one? We have completed different operators. We have operators like comparison operator, greater than, lesser than, greater than or equivalent to, less than or equivalent to, equivalent to, not equivalent to, equal value and equal type, then not equal value or not equal type. There are various types of operators are there. So let us apply this now. This is called as relational operator. Let us open the code. We will understand the screen. And after that I can explain you the code. For example, you can see here this is a relational operator, greater than, less than or equivalent to, greater than or equivalent to, equivalent to, not equivalent. For example, I give here 5 is greater than 3. Click on submit now. It says true. 5 is greater than 3 is true. So I am saying here 3 is less than 30. Submit. It is true. Then I give here 100 is less than or equivalent to 1000. True. And I say here 15 is greater than or equivalent to 2. Submit. True. Then I say here 10 is equivalent to 10. Submit. I say here 5 is not equivalent to 3. True. So how to do this? We can compare two values using different relational operators. So what I will do now, I will close the existing programs. I will open this one. Now this is called as a relational operator. So you can see that I have text box 1, text box 2 here. This is for greater than value. If number 1 is greater than number 2, right, then the result will be Boolean. The result variable will store the Boolean value. It means number 1 is it greater than number 2. If number 1 is greater than number 2, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So that value is assigned to the result variable. Similarly, this is for less than. This is for less than or equivalent to. You can see that this is for greater than or equivalent to. This is for equivalent to. You see that same logic is same. Multiple text boxes I am using, but the logic is same. This is for not equivalent. Okay. And we have a special operator here. This operator is not existing with any other language. For example, I can use a 3 different equal operator here. It will check whether it is having a same equal type or equal value. For example, you can see here I have created special operator. Is string 1 is equivalent to numeric 1. So I am using the triple operator, it is not true, because if you are putting something in a double quotes, it's a string value, and if you are not putting, it is a normal numeric value. So both are not same data type, right? So how to do that? You are using the command alert a, you can 3 equal operator, and b. For example, a equivalent to in double quotes you are putting the value 1, b equivalent to numeric 1. You are comparing the value, it will compare both and it will say true or false. Same way for not equivalent. You can see the screen now. Is 1 is and 1 is same? Is 1 and 1 is not same? Yes, it is not same. Why it is printing true? It is because is 1 and 1 is not same? Yes, it is not same. So we are using the not equivalent operator. This operator is not there in other languages, so this is a different operator from other languages. Apart from that, we have and or not operator. And or not operator are functionally similar to your C language, C or C++, Java and all we are using. If you are using and condition, both the conditions should be true. For example, A and B, if the condition 1 is false, it will not even go to the second condition, right? So both the condition needs to be true. Then our condition is either one of the condition is true, it will execute. For example, A is true, it will not even go to the B1 because one of the condition is true. Then other one is not condition. So you give some condition, put a not statement, not an operator there. So it will take the opposite. For example, if you say not true, then it becomes false. So I have created a simple program now to make you understand how to use these logical operators. I'll just close these programs to you so that simple for you. This is called as logical operator. For example, enter the age between 1 to 100 here. For example, I am giving here 65, check the age, it is valid. Right, so it means what? Age should be greater than 1, also should be less than 100. For example, I am giving here 150, check the age, then it is false. Or I am giving here -5 or something like that, it is also not eligible. You need to use the minus command. -8, check the age, false. So it should be more than 1 and should be greater than less than 100. Similar way, male gender can be either male or female. For example, I am just giving here M, click on valid, it is valid. So if I am giving else F, it is valid. Right, so it can be M, it can be F. Enter the tax amount cannot exceed 5,000. For example, I am giving here 4,500. Is more tax is calculated? No, it is lesser than 5,000 only. If I am giving here say 45,000, is it more than 5,000? Yes, it is true. So how to achieve this? We will be using a operator here, and we call it as logical operator. So logical operator means it will have and or not condition. And condition, again I am repeating, if both the conditions are true only, it will go to the true side. It is functionally similar to our C language program. If age is greater than 0, age is less than 101, then result is true. Similarly, this is for the OR condition. Either it can be M or it can be F. Right? This is for not condition. Tax is less than 5,000, less than or equivalent to 5,000. Not, if this condition is not true, then it will give the value. This is for not condition. So you give the value. For example, I am giving 45,000. It will check tax is less than or equivalent to 5,000. So what is the value now? I am giving 45,000. Tax is less than or equivalent to 5,000. The answer is false. So not false is true. Okay, this is what called as a logical operator. Last one is, this is the last operator. This is called as a type of operator. Basically, type of operator is used for finding the data type. For example, I give here x equivalent to 10, then I can use the command alert type of x, then it returns number. If I am giving string value, then it will return string here. Okay. So let us see one example now. I have created a program for type of operator. Actually speaking, this syntaxes and all you have to be familiar. Actually, these what are programs I am explaining to you now. These programs are just for understanding the basic structure. Okay. So if you wanted to resolve a different problem, you have to apply this logic to the different problem. Okay. So now, for example, I am just opening the code. I am explaining you how to do this code, because I don't have much user interface in my screen. I have just created one button. Remaining all other things we are going to use programs only. For example, I am just declaring the var x now, then it is going to say type of x now. What is the value of x now? X is Venkat, it's a string. So if I am clicking on click me now, it says it is a string. Next, x is becoming 10 now, so it is going to change this as a number now. So I'm just clicking on OK now, it says it is a number, because the value of x is becoming number now. Next, I'm just making this a true. You know that true and false are nothing but your boolean value. So now if I'm clicking here this one, it will return boolean now, says it is a boolean. So this is called as a type of operator. So what have we learned today is we learned about arithmetic, string operator, assignment operator, ternary operator, comparison operator, logical and type of operator. Wish you happy learning. Thanks for joining this program. Have a nice day. Thank you.